thanks to the support as a channel member, All Stars United SC. Well, this is a strange sentence to say. On today's video, we have two top of the table clashes. We faced our closest title rivals, Liverpool and Manchester City. I think today might be the day we get our reality check. Hello and welcome to Club 2, part 25 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have those two Premier League matches away against Manchester City and at home against Liverpool. In fact, we play Manchester City twice in our next 4 matches. I definitely think the league table is going to look a little bit different for us by the time the transfer window opens in a month or so. But before then, things are still going really rather well. As you can see, we're beating all of the little teams like West Ham, Watford, Spurs, losing to the big teams. Narrowly, we lost to Newcastle, we lost to Manchester United. But we're kind of, I think this is form of a team that should be looking towards qualifying for Europe. Although realistically, with the losses against the bigger teams, Arsenal, Newcastle, Man United, as mentioned, I would expect we're obviously not in a tight race. I don't think we're in a Champions League race, despite what the league table will say. And I think the fixture list has actually been quite generous to us. For example, we're nearly halfway through the season. We've not yet played Manchester City or Liverpool. We've got them both coming up before the middle of January twice. So I think things are going to settle down and look a little bit normal soon. But for now, we are second in the Premier League, 32 points on the board, just 3 points behind Liverpool, although they do have a game in hand. And our goal difference is as good as Liverpool's almost, and almost as good as Manchester City's. We are in the top 3 in the league for goal difference. But again, got to emphasise, we've obviously not played either of these two, and the nearest rivals behind them we've played have beaten us. So I think, like I say, things are about to level out. But Ignacio Reyes, as you can see, is now 3rd on the goal scorers chart, showing a little bit of faith in our own young player rather than persisting with Adam Eder. Looks like it's paying off. 9 goals from 13 appearances, plus 2 assists and a 7.42 average rating this season. Also worth noting, that's 9 goals from 9 starts. It took him a few matches to get established as our starting striker, but he now very much is, and is scoring goals, which is a big, big positive for us. So fingers crossed we don't make a fool of ourselves in these games against the bigger clubs. We'll see, I guess. We are going with Blanco in goal, a back four of Oscar, Jovic, de Klerk and Ramsey. Juan at the base of the midfield, Rafa and White ahead of him, Sartori on the left, Ross on the right, and then Watson up front. After all that talk of Ignacio Reyes, that's right, Watson. Why has Past Kev got Watson in up front? Hold on. We're going to try and look for the logic here. I wonder if it's because we're playing... Right, okay, I'm now following Past Kev's logic. We've just played and beaten Watford 3 days ago, and in 3 days' time, we've got Liverpool at home. I am trying to connect into the mindset of Past Kev and thinking we're definitely not going to get anything away against Manchester City, but maybe with a fresh Reyes at home against Liverpool, we will. I think that's the logic there. I'm going to go with him because I assume he knows what he's talking about. And Jim Watson is a player who looks like he's got everything he needs to become a star for us. It's not really worked out for him just yet. Maybe today's the day. Maybe today is the day. We're going here to very much take our medicine, I think. Away from home, Manchester City. We are expecting nothing. If we get anything, it will be an enormous bonus. But as you saw from the top goal scorer charts, Erling Haaland is absolutely on fire. 18 league goals from his first 16 matches. So I think we just have to, like I say, just take it today and see if we can throw a full strength team against Liverpool and maybe grab a point there. If we can come out of today's episode with 1 point, I'll be over the moon with that. I think that'll be a fantastic result. I'm pretty pleased that we've made it 20 minutes without conceding here. And actually, briefly there, we were ahead on XG without 0.04 XG. City hadn't generated any XG just yet, although now they have. Half an hour in, no highlights. That was how I wanted it to continue. But as I'm saying it, we do get our first highlight of the match, and it's City coming down this left-hand side, just looping the ball in. Wasn't really a cross. It didn't end up in the penalty area, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't need to be a cross. Doesn't need to be in the penalty area. Just give it to one of their ridiculously talented players and watch them stick it in the back of the net. It's Bernardo Silva, and it is very good. I mean, what are we supposed to do about this? We've got Sartori misses his header there. And then who's supposed to be picking up Bernardo? I guess maybe Oscar, who's kind of come across with him. Juan at the base of the midfield maybe could be dropping back to try and cover him. But, I mean, he's playing as a playmaker out on that right wing. He's drifting around in these kind of areas. And I think very much between Oscar, Juan and Jovic, none of them know who's actually supposed to be picking him up. And you just saw the enormous amount of space that he found himself in there. Like I say, we're here to take our medicine today. Liverpool 3-0 up over Leeds, meaning the gap at the top of the league starts to increase. But this is where we have our chance. De Klerk from the corner. We always have a chance from the set pieces, and De Klerk is absolutely lethal from them. He gets better and better all the time. And if they're going to leave us with chances to score from corners, we absolutely will. And that's lovely work from De Klerk. Ramsey hits a lovely corner, a lovely in-swinger, and De Klerk is there. Did that say that was his 4th league goal of the season already? And we are back on level terms. And now Manchester City have got to come up with some magic to break through our defensive line again. And, I mean, Haaland's gone off. Dare we dream that we might be able to hang on for a point here? Silva playing it forward to Reina, who's just danced clear of Ramsey and luckily ends up his shot just going well over the top of the crossbar and evading Blanco and the goal he was trying to defend. But it's City now with a corner of their own. We'd be upset to concede from this, and De Klerk is dominant in the air at both ends, as you saw there. Liverpool now 4-0 up. I love the fact we're now getting the goal alerts for title rivals, even though we're obviously not going to be a title rival come the end of the season. But City in again, and that was very easy. And I wonder, is that offside? The linesman doesn't seem to be wafting his flag around. It looked offside from here, but referee's disappeared. The linesman's not showing a flag. I guess we might have to reluctantly accept it might have been onside. So it's from here. So he's level there, I think, probably slightly behind. I guess that's Jovic. He's definitely ahead of De Klerk, definitely ahead of Ramsey, and the ball hasn't been played yet. I'm slowing it down. Right, if we slow this down a little bit so I can try and pause at the right moment. Oh, I didn't. Can we roll it back ever so slightly? There you go, rewind. Okay, he's onside. Fine. If that's how you're going to be, fine. We'll allow it. We won't appeal. It's just a good piece of attacking. Wasn't even considered a close offside by the game. We didn't even have the little line come up on the screen for a tight offside. It was clear. Right, we're going to bring Rule Walters on. Ramsey is shattered. Watson, believe it or not, has not been very good. So Reyes can come on for him. Now we've got a chance. We've got to get Reyes on. And we're also going to bring on Valenti to play at left back because Oscar is not having a very nice time out there either. We're going to offer a little bit of encouragement. We're not going to demand more in a situation like this. If we come to Manchester City and lose by the odd goal, that's still a great performance. We're Preston North End. Right, we're going to take off Juan and bring on Carrasco to play at the base of that midfield. And then for our final trick, I think we get Antas on and just swap him and Sartori around, get Sartori into midfield. Antas, who has looked a threat from this inverted winger position. He's scored at least 1, possibly 2 goals from cutting inside there. Does look like a real goal threat for us. Alas, it looks like we're not going to get to see that today, although there is one last highlight here. There's a minute and a half left in the game. It is Manchester City who've got the ball, but we are in their half. So maybe we're going to win the ball back. It doesn't look like it, is it? Everything's coming through Bernardo Silva today. He's had a very good game for them. And it plays back. This is a weird highlight, but there's the ball over the top. Reina has come over to this right-hand side as well now. There's Bernardo Silva again, who is just unplayable. And his shot whistles past that post beyond Blanco once again. And now this really must be the final highlight. There's like 30 seconds of the match remaining. Blanco, if you want to hurry up here, if you'd like to hurry up, we wouldn't be upset. Jovic. Again, what are you thinking? We've got 20 seconds to score a goal. I know we're supposed to be tiki-takaing, but there's a time and a place. Get the ball forward now. Antas trying to cut inside, loses out on the ball. I think Bernardo Silva's getting sent off here. Oh, he's not. It's the right back who actually gets the yellow card. Silva was already on a yellow card. Right, absolute final throw of the dice. Jovic just needs to pump this forward into the penalty area. We've got Reyes and Ross in there. He doesn't pump it. Where's the pumping when you need it? It was actually quite a clever ball from Sartori, but we just ran out of time 2-1 away against Manchester City. I'll take it. We've not been embarrassed. That was the goal. Avoid embarrassment. Now, if we can get anything at all out of this game against Liverpool, that's a bonus. While I think as well, we've got somebody to introduce you to. We have a new signing who's going to be joining us on the 1st of January, Roberto Rojas, who's a 21-year-old Colombian international. He's a left winger who can also play left back. I know you lot love him at left back with 5 tackling. He can also play as a striker, which again, I know you lot will love as a striker with 7 finishing. So you'll probably think he's a winger. We all know I'm signing him to play left back, but he will come in as the best winger at the club. It's one of the reasons why I'm trying to play Sartori in midfield a little bit more. I think that centre mid role might be where Sartori ends up in that position there. Well, obviously we've already got Sartori and Antas, but Rojas, different kind of player, much more direct, pacey winger, and will offer us something a little bit different on that left-hand side. And as you can see, has had a fantastic season in Colombia, 20 goal contributions from 35 appearances, only costing us £1.8 million as well. So he comes in and joins us on the 1st of January. We've also just had a boost to our wage budget from the board. They invited me to a meeting to suggest they give me more wage budget, to which I replied, yeah, all right. So we've got a little bit more wage budget. There's no transfer budget. However, we can shuffle around and potentially, if we can find another £1 million youngster like Rojas, we might have the potential to bring somebody in. We're also still trying to sell Adam Eder, but nobody wants him. And I think we probably need to loan out Jonathan Tamang, who has had a couple of opportunities, doesn't look ready for the Premier League yet. And I think it would do him the world of good to head back to the Championship and go and score some goals back at that level for another season. So the team for Liverpool, as promised, Reyes comes back in up front. We've got Stevanovic, who's going to play on the left-hand side today. He can play on either wing. I actually tend to prefer him on the right, which is one of the reasons why Rojas is coming in. Scott comes in central midfield. Frangolo comes in alongside de Klerk at the back, and Ballo-Touré back in at left back. A little bit closer to what I would consider my first choice team. Still not completely there, I don't think. It's a little bit of a hybrid of the two. I think any first choice team probably has Sartori in it and probably doesn't have Frangolo in it either. But, you know, it's near enough. It's a strong team. Liverpool have signed Jude Bellingham at some point. We got any Liverpool fans watching? I imagine you'd quite like that, wouldn't you? De Klerk to Frangolo, and now Juan back to Frangolo again, and Harvey White gives the ball away in central midfield. I was about to say lovely things about Harvey White, and he goes and does a thing like that. And inside the first 3 minutes, 1-0 down. Remember, this was the game of the two that we were hoping we might be able to get something out of, even though Liverpool are the team who are well clear at the top of the league. I did warn you, today might be the day for a reality check. And I guess if the reality is we're a couple of goals behind Liverpool and Manchester City, and we just lose narrowly against both of them, that seems like a reality where we're probably a top 7 team who might be looking forward to Europe next year. So it's not the worst a reality check could possibly be, but it is still early days in this game against Liverpool, and they could yet completely batter us, which I really hope they don't. I am conscious of the fact we've got to play both Man City and Liverpool again very soon. Reyes, lovely header to bring it down for Juan, and what a goal! That was lovely stuff. I think it was Ross played it into Reyes, whose little cushioned header down was perfect to Juan, who'd found himself in this little pocket of space, and I've never seen him do that before. That's a new one for Juan. Reyes, lovely work from him. Juan completely unmarked, takes his time, picks his spot, and it is an absolute beauty. It's 1-1, and I mean, as far as I'm concerned, our goal should count double because it was wonderful stuff. But 1-1, we'll take this. We'll take the final whistle now, referee. This is exactly what we hoped for out of this episode. A narrow defeat against City and a draw against Liverpool. That'll do. Corner comes in, looking for, I think, Frangolo rather than de Klerk, which is probably a mistake. And now Harvey White trying to set himself up for a Juan effort, not able to do so. And it ends up with Ballo-Touré on this left-hand side, who's going to try and keep this move going. Reyes and Ross are both in the middle. It's overhit, evades both of them. And now Ross drills it back over to Juan, who, believe it or not, Liverpool close him down a little bit quicker this time, always as if they're now aware of what he can do. Ramsey, lovely little ball to get Ross in behind, and there is Stevanovic, and we're 2-1 up. And this is, I mean, it's not exactly what we expected, but we'll absolutely take it. It's been some lovely football since we kind of got inspired by Juan's moment of brilliance. This is just a fantastic team goal. It's a lovely pass from Calvin Ramsey here to play Ross in, and then all he has to do is slide it across the 6-yard 4-yard box, and there's 3 players queuing up. It could have been any one of them who gets there and is able to tuck it away, but it's Stevanovic who does find himself on the end of it for an easy as-you-like tap-in to hopefully put us 2-1 up at half-time, and we're good value for it as well. Oh, good. There's another highlight. I won't talk about our half-time lead just yet. Edit that out, somebody. For goodness sake. Like, I thought he was supposed to be rubbish. I have Twitter, which, well, you should follow me at LOLLUJO. I have Twitter. I've heard Darwin Núñez is not very good. Are you telling me Twitter is wrong? Because Football Manager can't be wrong. That's very good work from him. And it's 2-2 at halftime. And now I think I have a reason to be a little bit miffed. Although, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, a draw against Liverpool, like I said, we'll take it. We've been the better team. We've had more shots. We've had way more possession. We've had higher XG. We've just been the better side in this game. And unfortunately, Liverpool have just been a little bit more clinical with their finishing, unbelievably, through Darwin Núñez. White playing it back to Juan, who gives the ball away now, and Liverpool have got another opportunity. They are mugging us a little bit here, and this time that's the Darwin Núñez that I know and love from Twitter. That is more like it. Right, I think we probably need to start looking in terms of what we're going to do to... Have they got a right... Hold on, long-time viewers. We're going back a bit here, but they've got a right back called Lazarov. It's not Vladislav Lazarov. I got very excited from it. I know he's a new gen from like FM18, but still, if he exists in this universe, obviously we're signing him. Right, Calvin Ramsey needs to come off. I think we're going to put the Clerk out to right back and bring on Valenti to play alongside Frangolo. And then Ballo-Touré can come off for Oscar, Ballo-Touré, I think we are approaching the point where Ballo-Touré might be reaching expiry. Rafa can come on in central midfield as well. Ballo-Touré, I think with Oscar in the team now, with that new guy who can play left back coming in as well, I think we might be getting to the point where we don't need a 31, 32-year-old Ballo-Touré knocking around in this squad anymore. I know he's one of our senior players, but we're all about the youth here, aren't we? So we may as well just go and sign another young left back to compete with Oscar rather than having an old man who's not guaranteed a start. I think if you're going to have a player in their 30s at a squad like this, it has to be someone who's so good they're going to start every game because you can't live without them. I don't know that you want a squad player who's an old man. Right, Stevanovic trying to play Reyes in there. Reyes, apart from the assist for the first goal, has been pretty quiet today. He's not really had a sniff of a chance for himself. It would be quite nice if he could get a little opportunity before the game ends, but it's not looking likely at the moment as Liverpool are attacking us again, and Núñez is in again, and Darwin Núñez has scored a hat-trick against us. Probably, this is me being served a lesson in not mocking players. Thankfully, it doesn't work on a team level because we still always beat Spurs. But apparently, when I mock players, they do come out and do a hat-trick against me, which is, I mean, it's troublesome. Have we got anything we can do to try and rescue a point here? I still maintain we've not been embarrassed, which I guess, I mean, I said that was the goal. Let's avoid embarrassment. We're going to bring Antas on the left, and I think we will now take off de Klerk, except we don't have another right back on the bench, so we'll actually take off Juan, who's tiring, and Sean Longstaff can come on and play in that position. He's another one who goes into the same category as Ballo-Touré. Longstaff, a little bit more experienced, but also not a nailed-on starter. Probably someone we need to be looking in terms of moving on, although we do have the set piece again. Goodness me, we are a threat from the corners. This time it's Valente, it's Longstaff who hits that far post corner, the in-swinger. If you want to see my corner instructions, I made a video on this about a week and a half ago. It is here on the channel. I'm sure you'll be able to root it out and find it. But we're pretty good. We are pretty good at these set pieces. We're not doing anything extraordinary with them either. We've just got a lot of big, strong boys who are very good in the air, and then a few players who can hit a nice corner. And you know what? At 3-3, that's mission accomplished for this episode. I said I'd be happy if we came out of it with 1 point. We've come out of it with 1 point. We've played the two best teams in the league. We've not been embarrassed. We're still in a Champions League position. We're only 6 points off the top of the table. Yes, we've got to play them both again very soon, but I am genuinely starting to believe, I don't think we're going to qualify for the Champions League this year, but I think Europa League is really realistic. And that's what we've got to be looking for now. We're approaching the second half of the season. let's push on and take Preston into Europe, because why on earth not? And weirdly, still, nobody has come in to offer me a job. I don't know if there's any jobs out there. I mean, Tottenham, West Ham, it seems odd that they're not contacting me, but I'm happy at Preston, so I'm not contacting them. I'll just keep on finishing above them. That'll learn them. If you enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. Thank you very much for watching.